Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So with that, let's get you up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
This is a young man who has a lot of quiet confidence in his abilities. He won't shout it from the rooftops, but if you ever talk to him, you sense it, and you start to get it. In fact, I asked him about his mobility, and he said, well, I did run for over 1,500 yards in college. That was an easy answer from him.
Dalton bootlegs out. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sand. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. So Dalton now. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it. But this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
So on fourth down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer. "51 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. First carry for James Conner. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, it's Conner. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Offensive starters, here they are. David DeCastro, what do you think about him, Charles?
Brandon could not have been better trained at Stanford. So well schooled in the run game and the pass game, and especially in pro principles. David DeCastro could be an all-pro in the years to come.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Right here, right
here. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Screen pass to Conner. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Ready? 180. 59. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 8 yards, 1st down as they're able to convert.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this 1st drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And the Bengals starting defensive unit now.
When you play against Carlos Dunlop, you have to think protecting your passer. He knows how to get upfield and rush the quarterback.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's complete to his running back, Conner. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 25-yard line. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
Cincinnati getting the football back here, and as a broadcaster, I guess it's my solemn duty to say that cliched line that everyone's been saying. The Cincinnati Bengals, CD, as we head to the offseason, they are on the clock. Record-wise, worst in the NFL, 2-14. But, hey, if it was Andy Dalton's last game in Cincinnati, Week 17, he did get the victory over in-state rival Cleveland to get him that 2nd win of the year.
And what a great win for him because of all he's meant to that franchise. You remember when he took over there, expectations were low. Got to the playoffs his first year. You know, he and A.J. Green hooking up for big plays. And he's been a terrific quarterback for them for a long time. The team has now gone into a regression, and they'll probably start fresh. And frankly, they were on the clock probably starting October 1. Okay, so that's kind of where it went for them. I would think quarterback would be the place that they'll look with the #1 pick overall. And there's a certain quarterback out there that everyone's talking about and speculating who was darn good last year in the college football that could very well end up in Cincinnati. And by the way, he has Ohio roots.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
And Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
On first down, Bernard. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. That's complete. Bernard. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. The 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Dalton saying, let's get going here, guys, as he rallies them to get set. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Dalton gets it to his running back, Bernard. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Throwing, Dalton. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Giovanni Bernard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And now it's second down. Well, CD, with the end of the season comes the announcement of the All-Pro team, and everybody was like, wait a second, Christian McCaffrey's listed twice. Is that a mistake? No, he got it both at running back and flex. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive, because I think a lot of people thought that if you have a running back and a flex position, that maybe Christian McCaffrey would go into the flex because he catches the ball so well. And he would go ahead and elevate the big guy out of Tennessee, Derrick Henry, to the All-Pro running back. Henry ends up being a second-team guy, but McCaffrey deserves being first-team running back as well as first-team flex. He had a tremendous, spectacular year.
And as you might imagine, Baltimore leads the way. 5 players named to the All-Pro selection. Of course, leading the way for them, the quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Yes, and rightly.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Well, as they come out here to set up shop for this next drive, let's talk about the NFC Championship game coming up. San Francisco hosting Green Bay. Who's the road teams winning in the wild card round, Seattle, Minnesota, but the home teams bounce back in the divisional round. 49ers beating the Vikings and the Pack beating Seattle in Lambeau, so sets up a great NFC Championship game.
And a rematch of their regular season meeting that San Francisco dominated. Don't think Green Bay has forgotten that one. They have not traveled well to the West Coast this season. Losing at the Chargers, losing at San Francisco. I think they'll play much better in this one. Aaron Rodgers burning to get back to the Super Bowl yet again.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Like 80.
Now Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up second down. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because he just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
To throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Vance McDonald, 40 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Boswell for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's not going to go anywhere. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Third quarter starts with a run from Connor, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Mike, like 80. Watch the out. Watch the out.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Jordan Berry now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Quick throw, complete out wide here to Green. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And the fans probably thinking, wow, that's the first time Dalton and Green have connected here, and it's late. Where have they been?
And because they haven't been there, haven't been present, haven't done it often, their team is losing right now. It's vital that those two connect if they want to have a chance.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
First and 10 for Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Here's Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd down now, Bernard. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Dalton here from the gun. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up, and he's into the clear. The 40. 30, 10, and the Steelers are in for the touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead is now 24. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now a play fake here on first down. Got his man. It's Eifert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Dalton. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Give him 30 yards there. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Andy Dalton. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. So Dalton now. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Dalton. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. So now Dalton will lead the Bengals to the line as they'll come up and go for 2. Operating from the gun, Dalton. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
That 230, 52 right here. 52 all day, just like that, just like that.
They'll run on 1st down. Connor. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5.
Still 2nd down.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. Here's Roethlisberger. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, and ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So Green able to avoid the defender, make the tough catch, and that obviously reminds me of the article you and I were reading before the game. In elementary school, he was on the juggling team. He could juggle not 3 but 4 things at once, and that's where he got that good hand-eye coordination.
So when we talk about circus catches that he's made, they're actually pretty accurate.
And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass, and the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11, 24, 13 our score. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Bengals score. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Start! Black 20! 52! Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
On first down, it's Connor. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Roethlisberger going to throw it. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. Even 20 seconds left to go. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run for it with Connor. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.